And today I'm sitting here for a short little interview with Satkirin, Kaur, Khalsa, and we're going to talk about all kinds of interesting things about sound current, about what is it to live in on a spiritual path and in the material world at the same time. What it is to, what does prosperity mean? We're going to talk about relationships. We're going to talk about all kinds of real things. Real. So Satkirin has been, you know her, maybe you don't know her face, but you know her music definitely, because she's been recording music for past 25 years and recorded 19 CDs. Lots of them are meditation CDs. Besides just recording music, she has been teaching worldwide about sound current, about kirtan. And she has just released Premier KRI approved workshop on Kauri Kriya, which gives power to your word. We're going to jump right in and start talking about sound current, specifically the mantra Wahe Guru. Enjoy. When I was in your workshop, you were talking about Wahe Guru and how to say it properly, and
Yes.
that's when I really felt it. I really learned how to, can you go, can we go through it just for
Sure.
like a minute?
Oh, the Wahe Guru.
Yeah.
Okay. The meditative, it's like when we're meditating on the sound current, we're creating a sound which impacts through the mouth, the tongue, which is the lingam, or the male counterpart of the mouth. So it's a confluence of the male and female, which gives us great creativity and energy. So moving the tongue and the mouth and vibrating the points in the mouth, which cause the pineal and the pituitary and all these organs inside this most glorious place of our skull, where we perceive, where we hear, where we see, where we think. And you can have a very deep experience on the sound current, because when you vibrate these points correctly, you get a very powerful interplay, and it propels you into this great 10th gate, which is the highest point of perception for the human being, which is also why we cover our head and do all these other things. But we're not going down that route. But today, if you were to say Wa, just think Wa. Now the Wa, you're using your lips. There's no tongue, but you're also vibrating from your navel. Wa. So you pull the navel in. Wa. And you get that water sound of a drop of water just bouncing off the bowl as it drops. Wa. Wa. And you can feel it by making the mouth into a large space. Wa. And feeling the vibration, the movement of the connection of the navel center into the mouth, and propelling that sound, Wa, like wow, that's what the sound means. Wow. Hey. Again, hey, there's no involvement of the tongue necessarily, not yet. But when you say hey, it's like calling on the infinite which is so vast and so hard for us to comprehend beyond our personal experience, that if we go into this internal space of saying, wow, wah, hey, this is great, hey, with a nice, maybe, hey, where you're almost grinning, smiling, hey, like, hey man, but here it's confining it into this space of this, the Kundalini going through the navel center, coming up into the cave of wisdom, hey, and then guru, guru. So that's where the tongue interplays, and the tongue is touching the roof of the mouth, guru. It's the ridge behind the teeth, gu, Guru.
Ru.
Guru.
Guru.
There's a little emphasis on the G and then the Ru. Guru.
Guru.
So it's not Guru or Guru or Guru, but Guru. So it's G, one beat, Ru, two beats. Guru. Hurry.
Let's try it together.
Okay. All right. So you can just sit with your hands in your lap. Simple, simple. Palms facing up is always good because you want to receive from your effort. Wa he guru. Wa he guru. Then while you're doing this, keep your attention up high. It can be up here, right at the brow center. Wa he guru. Wa he guru. And just feel the guru is coming, creating this fountain. Guru. Why do we say guru? Well, we're saying wow, hey, like, oh my God, this is great. And I'm bringing it into what? The guru. The guru is guru. It means the guidance that comes through the wisdom of this body of teaching. The guru, some people say, takes us from darkness to light, takes us from ignorance to knowledge, but we're just feeling this experience of expanding our realm of personal experience into the internal realm of expansion. So we'll just do that together. Okay? You can put your hands here, right over the left. It's not a required mudra. We're just having an experience now in the recitation of this mantra, which is so simple and so easy. Sit straight and tall. Focus on your breath. Let the belly relax. Everything's so simple, but if we forget any one of these things, then it takes away. So just take a moment to find your breath and relax the belly as you inhale and let it contract as you exhale. Feel your shoulders relax. And bring your eyes up to the third eye. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Meditating on the sound current is really wonderful because it'll take you quickly out of the thought and into the actual experience of your own inner guidance. Okay, let's begin. Inhale. Wa he guru. Wa he guru. Wa he guru. And as we say wa, you go from the navel. Hey, you bring it up through the heart center. And guru, keep traveling up to the third eye. And guru comes out. Okay. Wa he guru. 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 Wa he guru.
that for me, there are so many ways of saying Waheguru, and with this is a very clear example how just moving the tongue can put you in a clear meditative state. And this simple mantra that you probably thought, why should I meditate on the simple mantra like Waheguru? I want something more complicated. But this simple mantra can create a huge shift in a meditative space if you do it right.
Yeah.
And you feel the three centers, the navel, the heart.
Yeah, there's many ways of meditating on Waheguru, but the simplest here is that we do have a tone. We're not saying Waheguru. We're actually using a tone. Wahe, and it's a monotone, same note all the way through. And we're empowering ourselves in such a simple, direct way. This is like a great personal meditation. The more people you add to it, the bigger it becomes.
But yeah, you mentioned there are different ways of meditating on Waheguru, so this is not the only way.
No,
right?
of course we know there's so many recitations, but this simple little pattern that we're demonstrating here is bringing it to a very, very, entry level. Like great meditation, no big melody, no big, sound, but it's so great.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. As you must have noticed, Kundalini Yoga has a certain lifestyle. This lifestyle was created by Yogi Bhajan to support the prosperity of human consciousness. In this section, Satkirin discusses 4 major pillars of this lifestyle. I hope you enjoyed. It goes really deep.
So one thing that never changed in my experience with Yogi Bhajan from the get-go is all the basic rules or all the basic lifestyle practices of how to live in this life and balance out the spiritual realm with the material realm. Because basically he's saying, you're women, you're men, you get married, you work, that all these are very important components of our lives. We're not going to just run away and become a yogi and go sit in a cave. That was like, no. We're here to serve the function on this planet, to help transition human consciousness. The basis of our lifestyle is so specific, and it is based on the laws of prosperity, which are, you get up in the morning, you spend the first 10% of your day meditating, doing something for your own self. So your yoga, your meditation, your chanting, now we have a very, very defined Aquarian sadhana. We do japji. And, this whole process can easily take 2.5 hours, which is 10% of your day. So this 10% we're offering to the infinite by working on ourselves. It's a very selfish act, but we're doing it for ourselves.
Yeah.
And we're giving ourselves this platform in which through we can enter the material world the day.
And I noticed just recently in my sadhana that when I do my sadhana in these early hours, when I go through the day, I make as if like less mistakes, and I'm able to act more intuitively on the spot.
Yes, yeah. That's wonderful.
Life is just, like sometimes you go to sleep and you're like, oh my gosh, I shouldn't have said that, I shouldn't have done that, and sometimes, to have that feeling that, okay, I'm doing my best and I'm not making these mistakes as much as I did. It's a huge accomplishment.
Yeah, there's a lot of self-judgment in the day, which the meditative practice of sadhana gives you a chance to understand the greater self. You go beyond the limitation of the mind, because most of the activities of our daily life in our society, the society we're growing up in, there's a lot of foolish things. And they're just natural, they're normal. Let's let's go drink and get drunk.
Yeah, yeah.
That's normal, right? It's not my life, but for most people, they think, oh, you don't drink alcohol, so you're not drinking wine with your meal for your digestion. It was just like, well, no, actually not, because I want to keep my circuits clear, and I want to be able to see clearly and not be blurred by whatever,
Yeah.
eating heavy, whatever,
Yeah.
drugs, all
Yeah,
that
yeah.
stuff.
I
Yeah.
mean, some people do it because they want to escape, right? So they
Oh,
want to cloud their consciousness as much as possible. But
yeah, absolutely. Well,
once you get on this path of, I want to live my life on the highest level, you have
well, yeah, and the whole concept of prosperity
to. Okay, yes.
is not about how much money you can make, how big a salary you can get, because prosperity is a disposition of your life. And by giving, well, what am I giving? I'm giving up 2.5 hours of my day to clear out the circuits so I can proceed. Now, what happens after you proceed? So there's sadhana. The second thing is called aradhana. Aradhana, which is, it's why I guess, we sit there before we eat and say thank you. It's obedience. And obedience comes with, well, there are rules in life. And because there's a sequence.
Yeah.
And as you grow, we have our little children, then our teenage children, and the younger we can teach them these sequences, the more successful and happier they will be.
The term happiness, it seems to be established that, oh, you have this, you'll be happy. So that people then strive to reach those things and they find out they're not happy.
Right.
Because I guess happiness is a very personal.
Happiness is a frame of mind where you can navigate anything and everything that comes to you. Where you can navigate all the challenges, all the goodness and all the challenges and hurdles of life and get through them without losing your balance, without losing your way, and just finding, I'm okay and I can do this. It is a remembering that you're more than what you own. You're more than what you can do. You're more than what's in your bank account or how popular you are or if you have the perfect relationship, you're having perfect sex or you don't. But, Yogi Bhajan was really, it's just like, go have some challenges. I really want to push you to have some challenges in your life so you can learn how to navigate and find the value of your meditation. Find the value. And this is why a lot of people don't stick around, because life is filled with challenges and there's so many ways of dealing with them. But if you can navigate your own mind to be able to say, okay, this is not desirable, somebody just left me, my relationships are in shambles, I feel miserable, I don't have a job, I've been betrayed, whatever, it's like that you have the boat of your own personal practice or group practice that will carry you through the challenge. So you can find that there's something, there's a greater experience beyond this, and master this. Yeah. When I say you're not alone is that when you get into that spiritual practice of going beyond your limited self, so that you can feel that there is a universe and there is a wisdom that is inside of you, and also that it supports you externally. I remember his first lecture he ever gave was in Los Angeles at the YMCA, and nobody showed up.
Oh.
Can you imagine? Yogi Bhajan's first lecture, nobody showed up. And he said, my driver came. So I'm kind of flitting around because I know that first lecture was not the one I'm thinking of that I want to share with you. But maybe it was the second lecture where only one person came. It's called the liberated man concept. And the liberated man concept was, okay,
That was the lecture that he gave?
Yes.
Okay.
It was recorded. It's been,
Okay.
yeah.
But no one was there. Okay.
Yeah, and it's probably the most stupendous lecture.
And it can be found somewhere online?
Yeah. It's in the archives and it's in one of the manuals.
Check it out. Let's all check it out.
Liberated man concept. But in that, he talked specifically about sex.
Oh, out of all, you see?
Now, there's a huge imbalance here. Like sexual freedom means freedom and happiness. But he's saying, no, once a month is enough. I mean, shockingly, but just, it's like, what are you doing? Think about it. You're expending, for men, it's an easy thing to do because they don't imprint the consciousness of the person that they're dealing with. Of course, he wanted people to get married so they would not be flitting about, as people do today, which is so common. But then there's the semen. And the semen expended is the loss of blood and energy. And then for the woman, it was like a woman will imprint. So a woman's consciousness is so much more expansive because she's giving birth and giving value to the future generations. So, I mean, it's probably not a popular topic for us.
Yeah, no, but it's huge. I think it's very big because there is this trend in women or actually, there is this whole thing of sexual education is just stay safe. And that's all they teach you. As long as you stay safe and you don't get STD or pregnant. And
you're consenting adults.
Have sex, yeah. And and then women, they think they can be like men and just go around and sleep around. But they are imprinting.
It's not the same for a woman. And I think that's a huge, huge topic that, God, in this society right now, it's like women are so busy trying to be like men. And that's not where the power of a woman lies. It's much more subtle than that. So staying in this topic of prosperity, so remembering your source, that's sadhana, obedience, remembering your source. It's not just me and mine today, forever. It's giving thanks. When you receive something, you say thank you. You say thank you within. You show gratitude. And the giver is not, may come in packages that look like you and me, but overall, the giver is the infinite. And people don't talk about this much, but it is one of the basic yogic principles. So receiving, then giving. Giving and sharing. Very, very important.
I found that too.
Yeah. It's like receiving, but then also giving and serving. That is an expression of gratitude. So that's where the group consciousness also comes in. If you have a community relationship or you can go and serve people who have less than you and not, not necessarily, I've got plenty of money here, let me help you out, but really sincerely lifting people up. If you live in the city, there are many ways of serving and giving. And I know in our, it can be, this is one thing that I love that is really simple, is inviting people into your home and sitting and doing 31 minutes of chanting Guru Guru Ai Guru Ram Das Guru. You can do it with a tape. You can do, you can start learning to lead musically, but inviting people in and sharing food. You know, food, nurturing.
Yeah.
And
There are so many lonely people, and that
yes,
helps. Like, yeah, Guru Surya at Sajjage, they do that.
Yeah.
And it's so nice, you know, you come and have dinner with someone, and you chat,
Yeah.
and you talk, and you meet new people. Yeah.
So maybe even once a month,
Yeah.
invite your yoga students in, or your friends, and you know, maybe that they don't quite understand it and don't want to do it, but I'm sure there will be people. And then it's thinking about, how can I give to the world, or how can I give to my city? How can I give to my town, my street? I mean, there's so many levels of it. It's not like, well, I don't have time to really give, but everybody has time to show kindness, to share, to sincerely, you know, if someone is troubled, not to butt in, but just say, you know, I kind of feel like something's going on here, and I'm here for you.
Yeah, yeah.
If you ever want to talk about it. And then there's the cleaning, okay? This cleaning part is, to me, it's like Yogi Bhajan would have us go to his living quarters, and we'd have a whole list of how to clean the bathroom, how to clean the kitchen, and everything in this kitchen and bathroom looked spick and span, really clean. But you'd have to pick up each item, wipe underneath it, then wipe the article that you're lifting up, and it was just like, oh, well, it's already clean. Oh, I found a little speck. Yes. But the impact of that was amazing, because then we'd go home and I'd start cleaning my room in the ashram, and then it made me more sensitive and aware of, why did he tell us to wear white? Because white is a discipline. White shows everything.
Yeah.
And so it is it is a simplistic way in your life of, how do you present yourself to yourself? How do you present yourself to the world? And I know a lot of people prefer to have a spiritual path where they can't be identified. It's like, I'm a spiritual human being, but I'm going to go around, you know, my cleavage is really important to me, and, you know, for example. And, you know, I want to be a sexual woman, but, you know, how you present yourself in the world is also carrying with you the message that you have, so that you demonstrate that you are a spiritual being in this material world, and that has clarity and it has gravity for people around you. Because in our media, you really have to look deeply. If you're looking for some help and guidance, it's not really apparent. And the movies are getting so trashy. I'm just horrified what was on the airplane on Delta, what they were showing, and you know, anybody can watch it, and it's just like, oh my God, all these sexual practices that it's just like, this is not what I want to fill my head with. This is not what I want to share with my children. My point in the how you dress is that when I see you, when we prepare ourselves to go to and teach Kundalini yoga class, we put on the turban and we wear white. But just to think about, how do you represent yourself as a spiritual individual that can give support and comfort to people? To me, like 25 years in New York and using the subway, it's like, well, I'm so different from everybody else. But then I came to this point of, well, people could recognize that there was something elevating there, whether they could comprehend it or think it, maybe nothing conscious, but on some level there was a feeling, and that feeling would bring some kind of comfort, relief, guidance. You don't even know how many people you can impact, but I also did get a lot of seats on the subway, which was shocking.
Nice.
It's very nice. You cannot run and hide.
You are
So,
totally visible, and you have to stay clean
yeah.
because you're white, and you have to be very careful every step of the way.
Yeah. So that is, yeah.
That is a great, simple explanation of why we were white.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. And like you said at the beginning, it's that, people think, oh, when I'll have that, I'll be happy. When I'll have that, I'll be happy. When I have this relationship, then I'll be happy. And it's like...
Yeah. But the amazing part is that every day we start over again.
Yeah.
So every day we begin the work again, and we never get it done. It's not like I've done my sadhana for 40 days. I'm done now. I can go live my life and do whatever I want. No, I'm sorry, but in order to maintain that light of the mind of the human, you have to keep working it. So this is a bona fide path that we are practicing, and it is a path that has a lot of do's and don'ts in it, and maybe it's not for everybody, but it is a system of refinement, and it is a system that takes you to truth, and it just going right back to the sound current. That sound current is a meditation, but that words also give you guidance. And those words that guide us is what takes us onto this path of infinity. You can say God, you can say the Creator, the Sustainer. There's only one human relationship that we need to be concerned with, which is our relationship with our own infinity, and to use the words of we call it the Guru. It's not Hindu, it's not Muslim, and it is a very specific body called the Shabad Guru or the Siddhi Guru Granth Sahib, and it works, and it's part of our teachings. So this is the path we're on. And we wish well to all. I think that's one of the most remarkable things, is that the point of what we're doing is to wish well to all. So we wish well to you.
Yes.
And thank you for spending the time.
I wish well to you
Yeah,
as well.
thank you. Thank you,
That was
Harkaran.
nice. Thank you. I hope that you enjoyed this interview. I hope that we brought certain issues into the foreground of our consciousness. I hope to be making more, so please, you can comment, you can subscribe, or you can like. Thank you.